Oh, people cross.
Oh, well, I suppose we can do. Should we cross as well?
Well, yeah, how else are you going to do it?
Well, you have to technically go all the way back.
Yeah.
I never cross the tracks. Well, if the old ladies are doing it,
Yeah.
at least it's safe to do. It says it there. So
Do you pronounce every letter then?
I think so, but I'm not sure how you pronounce it, to be honest.
Okay. Oh, wow, this feels
All
right.
down,
Yeah, right out back. Look at that building. Awesome. Just found a cat here. What is alive? I leave it in peace. But yeah, we're just walking along this path. Apparently 10 minutes for a kilometre. And then we'll be at a memorial site then.
Basically, as you see here, the forest and everything, like this area used to be very popular with people going on holiday. This was before the Second World War. The thing is that when Lithuania regained control of its territory from the Polish Empire, it was then occupied by the Soviets. And the Soviets, what did they build here? They built like fuel, like liquid fuel. It was like a depot around here. And then when the Nazis came in 1941, they discovered this site, yes, with the pots in it, and they thought it was the perfect spot where to hide the bodies of the Jews that were going to kill. And they were taking them all over, like from all over Lithuania, and loads from Vilnius. So they were potentially marching right on this road, and around 100,000 people were killed. It's going to be like a place of death, really, what we're going to be seeing. But I think it's quite important when you visit the country to know more about its past and what happened to the Jewish population of Lithuania. I think it says that here in the forest of Panerai from July 1941 to July 1944, Nazi occupants and the local potential like support. Here we were hearing yesterday about the local police, the Lithuanian police had to participate in the killing. They killed 100,000 people, and I think it says here hiding traces of their crime. And from the December 1943, they're starting to burn the bodies, so exhumate the bodies and burn them just to hide the traces, obviously all the bones and stuff from the deaths.
So yeah, guys, you can print out this map.
Yes.
Which is on the sign just there, number 17. So yeah, it's just helpful just to go to the different landmarks here.
Yes. We might go to maybe 18 and 19 first.
Yeah.
This is a memorial they built in 1990 to commemorate the Poles that were also killed here. This is a memorial to this architect who was fighting before the war to protect the rights of the Lithuanians, and then he was exiled. But then in 1941 he came back to Vilnius and he was caught by the Gestapo and killed, and all his family was killed as well. Yeah, we just follow the path now that we've seen these two memorials, and we do that way. Yes,
anti-clockwise.
You have to book. See, it's marked open from 9 to 4, but you have to call and... Oh well, doesn't matter then, I suppose. We can just go around, yes. Yes, potentially I see why they don't keep it open all the time, because it doesn't have enough people.
Well, What a beautiful forest, though, to put all this here.
Yeah.
To obviously to the motherland and everything.
It's really like if you think about it, the Nazis chose such a peaceful place to carry out such atrocious crimes.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So this was a mass killing pit and a commemoration stone erected in 1985. The first monument of the mass killings in Panerai was erected by the Jews who survived the Holocaust. When they came back in 1948, members of the Jewish community raised funds and built a monument with an inscription in Russian and Yiddish saying that the monument was erected in memory of the Jews that had been killed. But between 1949 and 1952, at the order of the Soviet government, the monument was pulled down and replaced with an obelisk bearing the inscription in memory of the victims of fascism. I understand there were also prisoners of war, like from the Soviets, and then there were also Poles. Not only Jewish people were killed here, but also they shouldn't have pulled it down. They should have left the monument in place. "25,000 victims were killed in this pit." And what I was reading when preparing the itinerary and doing some research on this place is that what did the Nazis do when they didn't want to leave traces then of all the mass killings they had perpetrated? So at the beginning, the bodies were all buried and they didn't care. But then, around the end of the war, when they were starting to think we might lose the war, we had to hide all the traces of the crimes that we committed. So they hired, let's say, they got these 80 Jews from a nearby concentration camp. These 80 people came here and they were commissioned to burn the bodies, to exhume all the bodies of their brothers and to burn them during the day. They were called the Burning Brigade. So what did they do? They knew that once this work of burning all the bodies was finished, they would have followed suit, they would have been killed as well. So what they did over the course of 4 months was burning the bodies during the day, and at night they were digging a tunnel underneath to escape. Basically, they were digging this tunnel for their lives, okay? So they did this over 4 months, and once they finished burning all the bodies on the last day, during the night were like in the tunnel, were trying to make their escape, they escaped from the dark woods. The thing is that the Nazis heard the noises and unfortunately starting like hailing bullets and so, and only 12 of these 80 people survived. I found it in my itinerary. The did print it. It looks familiar. So the buried pit today. So where the Burning Brigade, as we were saying, made their heroic escape. So we can actually see. You reckon that they escaped? You think that was the end of the tunnel?
So it's here then.
Potentially. Yeah. I don't quite know what that is, to be honest. What do you think that is? But that looked like the end of the tunnel or the beginning of the tunnel.
Yeah.
The only part of the memorial that doesn't have an information plank is this, that you're thinking, I really want to know.
Which is strange, really.
What happened here. But I think that's the spot. In any case, this is the spot where the Burning Brigade escaped to the woods. This is the remaining part of the trench that was used to herd Jews to the pit. The pit itself has not survived. where they were kept before taking them to the adjacent pit for shooting. Yeah, let's have a look here.
Ah, yeah, I see a plaque. Number 14, a monument erected in 2004 in the memory of 86 soldiers of the Lithuanian Territorial Defense Force.
That's Soviet prisoners of war. He assumes about 5,000 prisoners of war who could have been killed here.
3 twin trees. Off to the last monument now, guys. Pretty much at the entrance now. So we did the anti-clockwise route, which was probably the best route really. We get to see everything in a good sequence as well.
This is the monument to the Lithuanians that didn't collaborate with the Nazis, basically, and the Lithuanian communists shot to death in Paneria in 1941.
I don't know if you notice here, really beautiful in line with each other. With the stone, the trees, and lovely.
You can see the first, the second,
yeah,
and the third.
really beautiful, really beautiful. Oh, so guys, that was quite intense really.
Yes. It's a shame that we didn't visit the memorial museum. So on this particular day you had to phone up and I didn't know, I thought it was open.
So just make sure if you do come here that it's open. If not, then phone up if you really want to go and see it.
Yes, yes. Otherwise, I would say at least do like a couple of hours here.
Yeah, take
2
your time,
hours at least. It's needed.
Especially as it was empty today. It was not rushed one bit.
Yes.
Could really go around, take it all in, have a sense, have a feel of everything really.
Yeah, so at the moment we're just gonna be heading back to Vilnius.
уже. 15
вот это. Окей. Окей.
15
на
20.
20 минут.
20, ну да. Ну так да. Русский язык хорошо вы знаете?
Я изучала русский язык в университете.
В университете, да?
Но я итальянка.
Итальянка, ну так вот.
Да.
Можно с вами говорить по-русски? Вы хорошо.
Спасибо. Он говорит, он англичанин.
А литовский не знает?
Нет,
А
не знаю.
Польский нет?
Польский не знаю.
Так я понял, что вы знаете русский язык, потому что когда вы спросили, я понял, зато я подошел здесь. Да. У нас вот как молодые люди, английский язык хорошо знают, а мы пожилые, так мы русский язык хорошо знаем, польский, русский, вот так вот.
Да, но не знаете английский,
да.
но молодые люди знают английский.
Да. Они русского не знают.
Не знают русский?
Не, русский не знают.
Окей. Не изучают
не изучают. А мы изучали раньше, служили в русской армии, знаешь,
да.
В те времена.
Да.
Мне уже 65-х, знаете.
Но это очень полезно, знать другой язык.
Ну, полезно, конечно.
Да.
Ну, счастливо вам, счастливо.
Really nice guy.
Amazing.
And he confirmed it's the platform as well.
Yes,
so.
we now know the platform is number 1. Yeah. So if you guys are here coming here to Paneriai, you're gonna come to platform 4, and then to catch the train back to Vilnius, it's gonna be platform track 1. So yeah.
Beautiful.
Good 8 minutes away from the city center in Vilnius, and we're right in the countryside here in the forest.
Yeah. we met the beautiful guy. Beautiful
Yes.
guy.